You've not been in great form away from home recently. How are you going to solve that problem? Well, we want to show that we've improved. It's been a very long season so far for us, and I think there's been more highs than lows. Of course, it's very difficult to maintain consistency, particularly away from home. But tomorrow is going to be a special day against a top side. They have real history in European competitions, and I'm sure both teams are very excited to try and get through to the Europa League final. It's been a difficult season for you, with the elimination from the Champions League, for example, and your injury issues. Do you have the feeling that you cannot fail in these semi-finals? Do you think this could decide how this season is remembered for Atletico? Well, I think since I arrived here at the club, and even before, we've been doing very well, competing, for example, in the Europa League. I think since I arrived, the team has improved a great deal. And of course, the criticism has increased as we've raised the bar. It's a responsibility for us. But I'm really not thinking about those kind of analyses. I'm not thinking about the what ifs, and I'm just very excited about the future. I'm happy where I am right now. I know that we've had to go through some problems this season, but I have a very competitive squad. It's quite short, but I'm convinced that the ones that are here are very determined to continue improving. I hope we can put in a good performance tomorrow, play with the mental freedom necessary to play at a stadium where Arsenal are very strong. And we want to show real courage in playing tomorrow's game. Obviously, that's what you need, courage to get through to a final.
You won the Europa League 2012 with Atletico Madrid. How important was that title for the success that came after? 2 Champions League finals, 1 league trophy, and now semi-final in the Europa League?
Well, it was definitely an important achievement. I think the club had won it 2 years previously, and of course it was a great boost for us to win it again. It changes things when you're champions, and I think that's what makes the big teams even bigger. We had the opportunity to win it. We had a great Europa League campaign, and that gave us the conviction and the confidence that we were on the right track. We then won the Copa del Rey, we won the league title, we got to the Champions League final twice, and got to the Super Cup, both the European and Spanish versions. We're still up there, battling, competing, trying to earn ourselves the opportunity to win again. Diego Costa hasn't trained all week, but he is here. Is that to intimidate Arsenal, to give a boost to the rest of the dressing room, or, well, knowing Diego Costa, I think all of those apply to him. Do you think it's more important to not concede or to score tomorrow? I think it's all about winning, absolutely. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is admiration. He's a fantastic coach, fantastic professional. He's got amazing ability, and that he's been able to remain at the helm of a club so important like Arsenal means that I'm sure that he's had to reinvent himself many times. I see myself as quite a young coach still, but I want to observe him, I want to learn from him. And yes, I think the best word is admiration when you look at the career that Wenger's had. We're both coaches, and it's very difficult to stay at this level because you're always competing and putting yourself on the line. When your teams do well, people demand more of you, more victories, and that can't always happen. But I think the position he occupies and has occupied is wonderful in football.
You spoke there warmly about Arsene Wenger. Would you like to take over from him here? And have you been approached about the job?
No.
No, I haven't spoken with anyone at Arsenal. I love it here at Atletico.
That's a question in English as well, please.
Yes.
About Diego Costa in two parts. Firstly, is he fit to start? And secondly, are you mindful that he has a history of terrorising Arsenal?
Well, both in England and in Spain, many teams have suffered at the hands of Diego Costa, not just Arsenal. He's improved. He trained hard yesterday, and he will train today. And based on what we see fit, he will either play from the start or from the bench. What's your favourite thing about Arsenal's play? Yes, I think Ozil has a great impact on Arsenal's play and on our game plan because he's a different kind of player. He has incredible vision. He manages the speed of the transitions of Arsenal. If he wants them to play quickly, they will. If he wants the wide players to push forward, then he can do that as well. I think he's definitely one of the most important players that Arsenal have. What was the second question? I love the courage with which Arsenal play. We saw the atmosphere at Liverpool last night, and I'm expecting exactly the same kind of thing tomorrow. Lots of passion, lots of pride, and I'm expecting to see a team with some great footballers, especially up top. As I've said, it's up to us to make it the kind of game that we want to have, and we need to be brave as well. Wenger's been at Arsenal for 20 years. You've been here at Atletico for 6 years. Could you ever envisage yourself staying for 22 years at Atletico? Well, when I started in the first year, I didn't think I'd ever get to 6 years. because in reality I'm very focused on the day-to-day life, and I think the best way to prepare for the future is by improving in the present. I doubt that Wenger thought he'd get to 22 years simply for the way things are. The years will have just passed by, and I'm sure he will have developed as a coach at this great club.
Dropping into the Europa League from the Champions League, you've been favourites to win this competition, and you're favourites to go through against Arsenal. Is that a tag your team are comfortable with? Is that a tag you're comfortable with, being favourites to win the competition?
A ver, yo acepto.
Well, I just accept the way things are in real life. I think it's the media that likes to speak about who are favourites or not. We know that football is a sport that is in constant flux, and really in these games depends on the level of focus that you have. So regardless of who gets the tag of favourites, real life starts when the referee blows his whistle. I'm sure Diego Costa will be wanting to start tomorrow. Who will take the final decision? Will it be him, yourself, or the medical team? Well, we'll obviously weigh up all the various factors. We'll speak with the footballer, we'll speak with the medical team. I'll be looking to help the team in the best way possible, and that's what I'll do. I won't look to make Diego happy or do whatever suits me. You said that you're expecting a very passionate atmosphere. We are certainly expecting a hotter atmosphere than usual. Do you think that the news about Wenger has made things more difficult for your club? No, I think after 22 years at a club, I think it's just common sense the way that he announced the decision. Given the love that he has for Arsenal, what he'll want is for his team to continue winning. What I've read is that he wants people to get behind the team for when he says goodbye to the club.
For you in English again, after Arsene Wenger steps down from Arsenal, you will be the longest serving manager in the European elite. What are your secrets for longevity, and will you be speaking to Arsene about any lessons he's taken from his coaching career after the match? And my second question is, how motivated was Diego Costa to be fit for this match, and how much has his combination with Griezmann strengthened your side?
Bueno.
Well, to be honest, there's not much time to chat after games. It would be wonderful, of course. It's always great to take ideas from a coach like Wenger. In terms of Diego, he is just as motivated as the backup goalkeeper, for example, as Diego, as all the players. We are all very determined and motivated for this Europa League. We want to do a great job. We know that we're going to be up against a tough seed and they're going to cause us problems. And of course, Arsenal will demand us to be at our best.